Hey backpackers, this is Juan from Juan Backpacks, and I'm here today to talk about the Mariposa 60-liter pack from Gossamer Gear. I've got a lot of stuff to cover with you. This is going to be a full review. I've used it over a period of time. I used one of the earlier versions in 2020. Really love the pack organization, but there's some things about it I did not like at all, and so I stopped using it. Then I bought the newest version of the pack, has a couple upgrades, and that pack, I absolutely love it when I'm looking to carry a lot of gear or heavier gear, winter gear, snow gear, snow travel gear, and so forth. And so I'll talk a little bit about that. Part of the usage that I have is here in Pennsylvania, John Muir Trail, also on the Winter Highline. So I'll talk about all those different use cases. Let's take a look at it. So this is the Mariposa. I put a big sleeping bag in here and I put a couple pieces of gear on it just so you kind of get a feel for how I store things. Number one, the use case for this pack for me really is when I'm doing long food carries like 8+ days. When I have to carry between 30 and 35 pounds. And so that's kind of my use case. Or I'm carrying a lot more gear, like say I'm doing some snow travel, or say that I'm doing some winter backpacking. I just want some extra kind of like fun gear, like a chair or something like that. That's where this 60-liter pack comes into my outfit, into my kits. Typically I'll use like a 40-liter pack, something like that. So this is the Mariposa 60. The general specs on the Mariposa 60, I'll talk mainly about the medium. Inside, it's got 36 liters of storage inside, and then the other pockets around add 24 liters, and so you get your total of 60 liters. The capacity on this pack is 30 pounds for comfort and 35 pounds max load. I've had this pack to 32-ish pounds, and it carried extremely well at 32 pounds. Didn't have a problem at all. That was when you went to Highline when I was carrying 8 days of food. Well, actually 9 days of food actually, and some other snow travel gear, and it worked out fine. The weight of the pack, the medium comes in at 34.2 ounces, so it's just over 2 pounds, which kind of puts it in that ultralight kind of backpack category, and it carries 35 pounds though max, so that's great. The other things you need to know about this pack, the nylon, it's made out of 100 Robic nylon, 210 also. And then the frame is aluminum. It's an internal frame, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And the padding has a removable sit pad, which I absolutely love about this pack. I can take it out, use it to sit on, use the pack full of gear as actually a backrest, and just kind of sit and have lunch and so forth. So that's been great about this pack. So let's dive into some of the details and some of the things I like about this pack, and maybe some of the things I don't like so much about this pack. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So looking around the pack, you got the standard front pocket here. It's very nice. It's very big. Like I said, the pockets all around are 24 liters on the outside. What I like is they added a little more fabric here to the bottom, the nylon, and it's thicker. It's definitely thicker. It's and so less wear. My first pack I had a little bit more wear. And then also it's not a roll top, it's kind of a flap over the top. Honestly, that's one of the things that I do not like that much about this particular pack. I'm not a fan of this type of closure. I'm a big fan of roll tops because I just feel like I can pack my gear in there more securely, tighten the gear a little bit better, and keep it from moving around. Although I will say, if you pack this, this well, I didn't have a ton of issues with, the loads shifting around and stuff like that. So it's okay. The pockets on the side, this is one of the areas where it kind of bugs me a little bit, but I love the two pockets. I wish this pocket was a little bit higher here, because if you put like a 1 liter bottle in here, and this is a 1 liter bottle, it rubs against here. And typically I put my water on this side, and then I put my water filter in there, maybe two. It actually fits 2 1 liter bottles pretty easily. And then on the top here, you put a lot of gear. I just have a cook kit in here just for my 550 milliliter pot, my cook kit here, just for kind of showing you what it can carry. But I do like these outside pockets because it can give you access to your water, access to other gear that you want to put here in this pocket. The back of the pack, you've got straps, very comfortable straps. I have a little add-on here, this pouch. I find the straps really comfortable on my shoulders, good padding, just enough, not too much, but just enough to make it comfortable. The big change from the last version of this that I had is the load lifters. You can see how the load lifters are connected into the frame. The actual frame is right here at the top of the load lifters, and that's really critical because you need to have the load lifter connecting the frame above the strap. You can see that angle here above the strap to really lift that load and shift it down into your pack frame and then down into your belt and into your hips. And so they've changed this a lot. The last version of this it wasn't really tied in as well to the, and it's not actually connected to the frame, but because of the way the pack's designed, it kind of ties into the top of the frame. It wasn't doing that. It was a lot lower and tend to sag a lot. And then so you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders. The weight tended to set, the packs tended to sag. The load lifters were equal to the top of the straps, and so that created a lot of problems. That's why honestly, the first version I love the organization, these pockets and everything about the pack, except for the load lifters were just kind of the breaking point for me. I just couldn't carry, a 32-pound load as comfortably as I thought I should be able to in a pack that's like this. So that's a load lifter. It's a big improvement over the first versions of this pack. This side pocket is one of my favorite. It's an asymmetrical pocket. It's higher, and you can put a shelter in here. Right now, I have the Whisper in here from Gossamer Gear. I can fit the Gossamer Gear 2 in here. I can fit my Durston 1P Pro in here. And so it fits a lot of different types of packs. There's lots of, you can see there's tons of extra room here. And so it's really nice. And I've had like the Durston X Mid 2 in this. You have to elongate the packing of it a little bit, but it does work. You can put a little Tankero rod down in here. So I just love this asymmetrical high pocket. I just think it has a ton of uses for a backpacker. And then the belt. The belt is a big improvement over the last belt. I found the belt of the last one, for whatever reason, didn't really fit well at times, and it slid down a lot, and I love problems with it. But the belt has pockets on it on each side for snacks and other things you want to access quickly. Again, this pack has a lot of pockets, but it's still basically a 2-pound pack, and it offers you a lot of different pockets, a lot of options to have gear, kind of right there and easy to reach. And so that's one of the reasons I like this. Now, as far as the belt goes, it has this, they call it the pivot, and basically the belt can pivot a little bit on kind of an axis here. And I'm not sure exactly how, I haven't torn this pack apart and really looked at it, but I will tell you, when I was on the Went to Highline with the full 8 days of food and my 32-pound loadout on there, it really felt good. When I was moving, it just, and again, I can remember in 2020, the pack that I had, the belt feels a lot more comfortable. It's shaped a little bit differently. And that pivot really, it feels like you're not working as hard because you're not working against the pack. There's not this stiff pack trying to waggle behind you full of gear. And I just felt like it just fatigued me less because of that. And so that pivot belt, I don't think that it is something a lot of people notice a lot, but it's something that I noticed because of the load I was carrying and the number of miles I was going in a day. And so that was really, really helpful in terms of how I felt about the pack. So that's kind of the exterior of the pack. Some things about the pack that I really liked. Again, harking back to the last version, which I got rid of. I just didn't think it served a purpose, the purpose I wanted. This pack serves a lot of purpose if you're carrying a little bit heavier loads, if you're carrying more gear or bulky gear. If you're winter backpacking, you want to take like a chair and take extra gear. This is an awesome, awesome pack that I really, really enjoyed using. So that's my review of the Gossamer Gear Mariposa pack. It's a great pack. It's one that I can recommend with confidence. So if you have any questions, definitely post up below. I'm happy to answer any questions about the pack. I didn't go into a ton of detail here. Until next time, backpackers, get out there, do some backpacking though. Stop watching YouTube videos, unless they're mine. Then watch them all from start to finish. Later, backpackers.